Hello everyone, my name is SiC. Welcome back to Dyson Sphere program. Today we're just going to continue on our merry way building whatever we need to get to the next science, hopefully. That would be very cool. I would like to progress until the third era, at least, or era. I guess we don't really have eras over here in this game, but the second science pack so that we can research some more advanced things. Now we should have a little bit more power over here. Meanwhile, also we have unlocked mecha flight. We can now fly and increase the movement speed of 150% in flying mode. Double press the space key to lift off. Alright, let's have a look.
You have received the ability to fly. Double click the space key
Look
to
at that.
lift off, and then use the arrow keys to control mecha movement. The moving speed will increase by 150%, with more energy consumed under flight mode. Pressing the Alt key.
That is very cool.
To the ground during the flight.
Alright, so the Alt key, if we want to go back down. There we go, back to this pylon, because you could tell that takes up a lot of energy, man. But very, very cool to do. I didn't mean to click that a second time. Anyway, let us have a look. Environment modification. With that we could make foundations. A surface leveling tool. Cannot use it to change the planetary landforms at will. Can only level the surface to 0 altitude. If you use the foundation for high ground, you will get a soil pile. On the contrary, if you use the foundation for the ocean or low-lying areas, you must consume soil pile. When laying the foundation, you can choose a kind of decoration, or without decoration, only level the surface. Alright, well, that's kind of interesting, but I guess we don't really need that right now. Solar collection, that is interesting. Let us research that. That's another thing that we need to have silicon for, which we will not be able to use on this planet. And now at this point I have started making some silicon in a private playthrough because, well, this game excites me a lot. I'm really enjoying it so far. It is the first game in a long time that basically has me thinking about it during my day, just wanted to play it, wanted to go home to continue. So yeah, YouTube format slows that down a little bit, so I have my private playthrough and I've realized that we can get silicon out of stone, but it's not going to be an ideal surface. Anyway, we can get rid of that one. I guess we could do the same thing here, because I'm assuming that we are going to need some silicon to continue. And then later on we are going to replace that with something else. Now we have more iron over here, we have coal veins over here, more coal veins over there. However, we have stone veins over here, and that is close to my power generation, so that is where we are going next. Let's see, we do still have wireless power towers, of course, so I'm going to use those to continue my way. And I guess we can build one right there that will be connected up, and we have some stone over here. We'll build one over here. I'm assuming that this is a very inefficient process, and I think we will use a lot more stone for very little return. So that is something we need to keep in mind. So I think we might want to take 3 extractors here. Put one over here. I guess we will put one, well, we can rotate it slightly. And we could take these over here. Now that is quite a lot of surface covered. We have a few left over here that are uncovered, but that's fine. If we place one down over here, it's not quite enough for this mining machine in the back. That is a little bit unfortunate. But oh well, we'll make do. Now, let us have a look. We can make silicon ore out of stone ore. And this says it can be gotten from a smelting facility. So that is what we are going to make a couple of. Let us have a look. Smelters. Let's see, let's do 2 per machine. And I guess, well, we have more copper over here as well. Interesting. So we could reserve this area for copper smelting. I guess we can do the stone smelting over here, or the silicon smelting. So let us see, we will take 2 here, 2 here, leave a little bit of space in the middle, I guess, and 1 more than we have over here, like that. Now of course these need to be hooked up, so we will put that right there, put this one right here. Now if we want to select this recipe, it is right there, silicon ore. It requires 10 stone ore for 1 silicon, so that is going to take up a lot of stone, and that is why I decided to go to a new stone vein, because yeah, I think that is definitely going to be needed. I don't think it would be useful to try to get this from the other line, because that would just take up a lot of stone from the other things that I also need to make. Alright, solar collection. Research result. You can now use solar panel. It is a power generation facility that converts solar radiant energy into electrical energy. It does not work at night, so you can use accumulators to store surplus electrical energy during the day. Alright, so that is very cool. I don't think we have accumulators yet.
This is a planet without natural silicone veins. However, you can still obtain some by smelting stone ore. While you still need a massive silicone collection, you need to find a planet rich with silicone veins as soon as possible.
Alright, let's just research the semiconductor material, I guess. Not sure what I will do with it, but oh well. Anyway, also we have the solar panel, because we get some stuff for free with the...
When being outside of building range, you can hold down the shift key and use the right mouse button to click on the open space to control the mecha to move.
Interesting, alright. That's not what I wanted to do. Anyway, you get some for free, of course, whenever you research something new, which is cool. One thing that was something I noticed on a Facebook group that I joined, which is very cool, is actually the solar panels could be 100% productive during certain times of the day, or at all times of the day, if you build around the poles. Because sometimes the planet is angled in such a way that one of the poles will always be in sunlight. Now this one, as you can see, is in darkness, and so is the other one. So actually on this planet that we are on, it seems that the poles are aligned with the equator of the planet, I guess. So the poles for us are not really that good, and we are also getting day and night over here. So somewhere else, or maybe on this planet it doesn't really function, because that's something we need to keep in mind, or like we could keep an eye on that. It's an interesting thought, but I saw some production pictures of people that made like a solar array in an area that basically constantly had sunlight, which is super cool when you think about it. Now another thing that I think I saw was that these panels kind of track the sun as well. So right now it needs to be aligned a little bit. Oh, look at that huge planet in the background. That looks super cool, man. Not sure where the sun is right now. Or we are slowly getting into night, I suppose. But oh well, doesn't really matter for now. We are going to need some splitters. So let us get 2 splitters. We will put down 1 right there. In the middle, we will put 1 down right there in the middle, and we'll put 1 in the middle here as well on that line. Now this thing is going to go out by 1. It's going to go into here, and from here it's going to go into the machine. And I guess maybe that's a little bit too close. And actually we might want to do this a little bit differently, or at least build inwards just a little bit, so that we can actually have 2 inserters, and we are inserters, sorters. We're going to need a bunch of those, so I'll make just a few. So we will insert, because we need 10 of each. So having 2 of these inserters will probably speed up the process quite a bit, and we'll keep this constantly running. Now let us have a look. This guy is going to insert over here, go down over here into that one. From here we are going to go here. outside. Right, we need inserters there as well. Again, I'm saying inserters, it's not what I mean, but it's just what you get so used to when you're playing Factorio, because that is what you use to put items into buildings, you know, so it's just a natural kind of fit, I suppose. It becomes second nature, thinking about it in a certain way. Anyway, I think this will turn out quite nice. Of course, we do need to be closer to production to be a little bit faster. There we go. And again, we need to build inwards a little bit. And in this way we can have inserters on everything. Alright, we have researched the semiconductor material, the microcrystalline component which can be used to make more complex integrated circuits. Cool. Inserters over here, please. Now these are working. Core energy oh, my core energy is already gone. I need to... Well, actually, you know what? We can place just another down here. It's might as... I think that's going to be quicker. Even the drones are slowing down now. And you can also see, like, we have a red light blinking here. There we go. We need to quick recharge. Right, so how much do you save up? Well, this is completely full already, so actually this goes quite well. We could probably add another smelter in here as well. But of course this needs to be brought over to somewhere, and I guess we can make this into high purity silicon, which can be made into solar panels, or at least it's a part of the solar panels, so we can make a solar panel array. I think that would be super cool. Also, it's a part of microcrystalline components, the other thing that we just finished researching. Talking of research, let us find another thing to research. We have basic chemical engineering. Chemical plants, plastic, and sulfuric acid. Alternatively, we have the energy matrix, which actually, let's go ahead and make that one, because that will be a cool next project, because I did say we want to automate red science, and I do think yeah, that we don't need this as much as we need some other stuff for that. So anyway, let us have a look. We need smelters again. Let's see, 2. Let's make a total of 6, because we have 6 of these guys. Now I guess these guys could input directly into the next smelter, because I'm not sure if we need a buffer of this. I have a feeling that we don't actually need to have a buffer. But just to be sure, let us make 4 of these into the smelting machines, and these can stockpile for a little bit. So that also means that we need to have storage. And then these guys are going to be producing high purity silicone. Or actually maybe we need a silicone to make something else as well. Let's see. Let's paste. Let's paste. Alright, and of course we are going to need inserters. And that actually does mean we might want to have more storage after all. These guys will input directly into storage. And these guys will put into storage over here. Alright, so there we go. And of course this one is going to go into here. And now we are going to be making some high purity silicone, which is great. Except you don't seem to be having access to energy, which is unfortunate, but easily fixed. There we go. Alright, so we are making the silicone over here. Let me just empty out a few of these storages so that we have a little supply for ourselves. You can see now actually that the solar panel has shifted direction, so I think, yeah, the sun went down over here. which is super cool when you think about it. Anyway, this is going to be our little production area for silicone. I don't know all the things that are required yet, or that require the silicone, but for sure the solar panels are a thing that we could automate in the future. Anyway, we now have access to plasma refining. We can make the microcrystalline components. Ah, that's a thing that we probably need to automate at some point. And we do have copper over here. So, yeah. We don't have a mining machine anymore. We have a smelter, but we need magnetic coils. So we don't have access to all of the things that we need actually. Let me just hop on back to the base. We can go a little bit faster this way, which is super cool. Oh man, that looks super cool. Alright, let's jump back down here, because we have a long line of materials that we can pick up right there. Alright, and then let's have a look, because I want to make, well, maybe one mining machine is enough. We have that. We have smelters as well, actually. 2 smelters might do well for us. Let's see what else I can make. I can make a bunch of things. We need steel for the other thing. That's another thing we need to automate. Yeah, I think we're doing well so far on building materials for a little outpost. So we're just going to fly back over. Hope we don't run out of energy by the time we get there. Of course, we do have these power pylons here, which are going to help us. Do a quick little recharge, and then we can put down a mining machine over here. I guess we could turn it around a little bit in a different direction. Oh, I could almost have all of them. There we go. Right, it is copper, right? Yes, it is copper. Awesome. Now we need power, of course, as with all things. We are going to need smelting, which I said would go over in this direction. And now we have unlocked the red research matrix. We have unlocked the energy matrix, one of the 5 source codes to keep the center brain simulating, and the key to activate more technologies. Alright, so let's have a very quick look at what we need to have for that. We need to have energetic graphite, and what is this? Hydrogen. Ooh, interesting. The most abundant element in the universe is the lightest gas. So we need to... That's a little bit confusing as to what I'm looking at right now. I guess these are all the different recipes and ways in which you can get hydrogen. So the easiest one would be to get oil, to turn it into something else, and that will also turn it into hydrogen, but it won't produce the most hydrogen. You could do a big circle of this, because look at the third one from the top. It requires 2 hydrogen, 1 of the light oil, I'm assuming, turns it into 1 of the graphite thingies, and 3 hydrogen. Interesting. So you could do almost kind of like a recycling tour thing. That's kind of cool. I like that a lot. Alright, so let's put a splitter in here. We'll just continue our little build. Go sideways here, and I guess we'll build inwards again. There we go, and of course we are going to need more of these. Again, this is something we should probably automate at some point. Alright, and then we need a belt. And you, of course, will be making copper ingots. There we go. Power for you. Oh yeah, look at that. Now the thing is turned this way again, because the sun is right there. So as the sun is going to go over us, this guy is going to keep tracking the sun. I really like attention to details like that. That is super cool. Now let's have a look. If we want to make the thing, what were we looking at? Looking to automate. Right, the microcrystalline components. 2 of those, 1 of those. And it is made in assemblers. That's what I thought. So we need 2 of those, at the least, I would say. Alright, and then this is going to go over this direction. That's going to go down this way. Now also we need to research a couple more things, of course. Inventory capacity is useful, but we don't really need it right now. This could also be very useful to have, but we don't have the materials in our pocket. Vertical construction needs the red one. Vein utilization also needs the red one. This one is actually quite important to unlock pretty early, I think. It consumes -6% ore. So the mineral patches that we have will last for longer. At the same time, it's going to increase the mining speed. So you can get more materials quicker, or at least you can stay in one position longer. And this also requires the red thing, universe exploration. Let's go ahead and research that one because we have not done that yet. Now you can see it turning. Super cool. Anyway, we need assembling machines, so let us make an assembling machine here as well as here. Or alternatively...
You have unlocked the universe exploration. Now you can click the details display button in the lower right corner of the screen to open real-time distribution details of the ore veins.
Let us build it like this. These guys will be making the microcrystalline components. Well, that's the thing I was looking for. We're going to have this line go along the back. Now from here, we could input up to here. Well, I guess we need to continue this line all the way up to here, and then this guy will input it onto there. And let us just see how this goes. Let's put in 2 inserters there. Of course, we need power again. There we go. Alright, so this seems to be going pretty well for us. It is now producing. And then we need an output. And actually maybe I screwed myself here a little bit. Let's take this one, move it sideways a little bit so that we can actually output this onto a different belt. Right. Goes out onto here. There we go, and now we have these products being made. Now we could put this into storage for just a little bit, so let us make 1 storage container. And I guess we will put it a little bit further away, just so that we have some room to expand. Now we're going to have 2 inserters here, I think. And I keep saying inserters, I know it's not inserters, but that's just... It inserts things, it works. It's descriptive of its task. Alright, so there we go. Now we have that supplied. We should probably have a look at oil extractors, but for that we need steel. Steel requires 3 iron ingots, so that is probably another little thing that we need to automate over in another area. We do have iron over here. We could make iron over here actually. Meanwhile, this is producing nicely for us, I would say. Maybe not as fast as things could be, but it works, it's functional. And we are going to need this at some point for something, so it doesn't hurt that we set this up. Now we need to make steel, so that means we need to make miners again. Let us make 2 miners and see how they do. First one is done, and we need to rotate it a little bit, I guess, to get the maximum coverage. Or actually maybe we can just rotate this one like that, rotate that one like that, and then we have 2 mineral patches left unused, which is not great but not bad. Right, so we got some distant power for the mecha. These guys will be producing, and of course now we will need a bunch of smelters. So let's say 4 at least, or maybe even 3 per. And then I guess 2 more for steel, but we need to see how that works out in the long run. Now we can smelt the copper over here. Maybe we can use this area to smelt steel. Or we just do it over here in the forested area. That also works for me. Let's build it right here. So we'll put these 2 next to each other. That will be 1 section. Then we will leave 3 over here. Just like before. That's 1, 2, 3. I guess. And then this one is going to be like that. Of course, they are going to need power, and all of these guys are going to be making iron plates or iron ingots, whatever you want to call them. I keep calling them Factorio names. Doesn't really matter in the end, I think. Alright, so maybe the splitter, we didn't leave enough room for a splitter, but maybe we don't actually even need one. You can just put down, let's see, for 3 of them, and then the other guy can do the other 3, and let's see how that works. I think that's going to be fine. So we're going to go around here, and then over in that direction, and of course we are going to need more sorters. So we'll make a couple of those. Need to get rid of this tree. Give ourselves some vision. Alright, so there we go. That's some production going over here, some production over there. And I think that these miners should be able to keep up with 3 smelters. Probably we could have a lot more, but let's see. Okay, so for steel, steel, oh, it's right there. I'm overlooking it. We need 3 iron ingots. Alright, so these guys are actually producing quite quickly, so I'm assuming it's going to be fine if we just put 1, actually, so that means, yeah, 1 smelter, I assume. Smelting facility, yes indeed. Let's have 3 of these. So it's 2 on 1 smelter. 2 smelters on 1 smelter for the steel, and I think that should work out quite nicely. Right, and if we put it down right there, actually in the middle, we might be able to work this out in a nice way. So this could, oh, it can go sideways a little bit. That is really cool. I did not know that, but that is super nice. Right, so we'll input directly. I figured because it's a grid-based system, it would be very grid-like, I guess. I don't know. But this works. This is super cool. Alright, so we'll be making steel. Paste. And paste. All of these are working, so that is good stuff. Actually, they also go quite quickly, so that is very nice as well. Now we could probably even put another one in here and then just go like from here to there as well. But let's see how this goes. I think we don't want to overdo it. Now for these guys we needed... Oh, I needed to save this up for oil processing, that's right. I think that's probably going to be a different episode because we've been playing for some time already and I'm really trying to manage my time a little bit better. Which is hard because I want to continue and do more things, which is a hallmark of a good factory building game, I would say. This feels like my nights are too short and my working days are too long, man. But oh well. Look at that. Now we get some steel in here. There we go. We could probably build an oil well, because I did see an oil seep. No, this is an oil refinery. This is an oil extractor. So we need... I guess we will build one of those. And we can put some storage tanks. Put 2 storage tanks. And then we need an oil refinery. For that we need plasma exciters, which we are also already automatically making. We just need to pick some up. And I just need to remember where we are making the plasma exciters. It's not here. It's over in this direction probably. Right, yes. We are making them, but we are not storing them. So how many do we need for an oil refinery? 6. Alright, so let me just save up 6. I guess that's 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Alright, so then we have an oil refinery, and I do remember, if I'm correct, there was an oil seep over in this direction, near our first smeltery. So I could quickly hook that up, and then on the next episode we're going to figure out the oil production. Because otherwise this video is going to turn into another hour-long saga, and we don't need that. I keep thinking, it's like, oh, it was just only a half an hour, and then I look at my last video, well, it was 45 minutes, so it's every time it's a little bit longer than I anticipate. Anyway, let's have a look. We have an oil extractor. Oh, wow. Does this also... That thing is quite large. I guess that means we need to... Well, first up, let's build the extractor. Oh man. It's longer than I thought. But now it works. We can have an exit. Yeah, we'll have an exit over there, why not? Alright, let us just go... Oh, it doesn't work out, man. Oh, that's annoying. Alright, Alright, so what we're going to do here is this guy is going to output onto that belt like that, and then these guys are going to go... Oh, come on. Alright, well that creates a little problem for us then. I guess, well, this smelter doesn't actually need to be here. We might even be able to get rid of it entirely. And in that case, we don't need the splitter. We'll just rebuild this area a little bit later. So this is going to go... What are you going to collide with? Nothing. There we go. Wow. That is a huge building. Anyway, now I kind of want to put up a storage for it as well. We will have storage tanks, I guess, right there. We can build this up to 2 levels. I forgot I still have one.
Storage tank. It is more suitable for storing fluid than the storage. Each storage tank can only store one single type of fluid and can be built vertically. However, once it has been removed, all the stored fluid will be devastated.
Yeah. Alright, so if we remove this when it's full of oil, yeah, it's going. And then we are going to have a problem, because then all of that will simply be destroyed. Now let's have a look at that. Cool, it's working. This wasn't showing before, so that's quite cool. Alright, and of course we are going to need a processing plant and oil refinery. I guess we will place that down. Yeah, I guess these inputs are on this side. Why not? We'll build it out a little bit over in this direction. Leave us a little bit of space to work with.
This facility will produce multiple products. To divide them, you need to set a filter on the sorter. You can use Tab or the arrow keys on the right side of the keyboard to quickly set the filter when building the sorter.
Interesting. Alright, so it seems to me this is not an ideal placement for the storage tank, so we might just want to rip it out right now and place it down somewhere where we have actual room for storage. So we'll just leave this like that for now, and we will put a long distance power station right there. And this, I guess, well, plasma refining. Hydrogen and refined oil can be obtained by refining crude oil with plasma. So that's going to turn this into these two products, which then need more storage. But that's something we are going to figure out on the next episode. We're not going to do that right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do leave a like and a comment below if you enjoyed this content and wish to see more. And I will see you guys for whatever video I do next.